I am going to talk about life. I don't know all the answers to life, so please don't think that I do. I just named it that because it sounded good. Simplicity. I was in the Army for 8.5 years of my life, U.S. Reserves. I was in college at the same time. When I was in the Army, I was fortunate enough to go to Iraq for a year, and I went with a unit from Opelika, Alabama. So I went down to Alabama from Kentucky, where I'm originally from, and I get down there and I meet 170 new people that I'm going to be with for an entire year, across seas, having a mission, semi-truck drivers, having a lot of fun in Iraq. And I noticed that when I got there, they all lived this, in my mind, a simple life. There weren't a lot of resources. People didn't care too much about money. They just lived a simple life. One of the towns I visited didn't have paved roads. I was in Selma, Alabama, where I was staying with a friend of mine. I was going to be my roommate the entire year. In my mind, he lived a simple life. So fast forward to Iraq, we go over. We're over there, and most of the people were from Alabama, like I said. Some of them were from other parts of the Southeast. And what I started to realize is this simple life that I thought everybody was living was not so simple. They were making money every 2 weeks and they were spending it all. Forget about them for a second. I'm going to talk about me for a second. Here I am in Iraq, and for 1 year, I spent $250 the entire year. Why did I do that, and how did I do that? Well, here I am living in a little two-man room in the middle of the desert, and the Army is giving me clothes, they're giving me food, they're giving me a place to stay, they gave me a pillow, and on that pillow I put my shirt that they gave me, they gave me clothes for my pillowcases. I used my resources, it was easy. So, I stopped you about that because it's one of those things where in life, what do we really need to live a simple life? I invite you all to smell the roses. Stop me from. To close your eyes with me for a second. Some of you probably close your eyes now. You're thinking about this or that. You're thinking about why is this bald head man making me close my eyes? Or you're thinking about what you have to do tonight. Some of you think about nothing, and that's great. But after I quit talking here, keep your eyes closed for 5 more seconds and take a couple deep breaths and listen to those breaths. Sorry if I startled you. You can open your eyes now. And the amazing thing is, I would assume that most of you were listening to your breath so intently right there, so simply right there, that you probably forgot about everything you were thinking about right before I said that to listen to your breath. Well, that breath is not man-made. That breath was given to you. I guess it could be man-made in your mind, but that breath was given to you. It's not technology. It's not innovation. It's just there. It's really what you need to survive. Your breath, some food, and some water, and the body you were given. So when I mention that, you think about what are all the things that you say in your mind that you truly need? That you on a daily basis, you say, I need to have this, I need to have that, I have to do this, I have to do that. See, we've gotten so far away from that as human beings, we forget about what we truly, truly need. Now don't get me wrong, I need a lot of stuff. Yes, I am a simple person. I still live very simply. You can ask my roommate, he probably gets upset with me sometimes because he's like, why don't you just go out and do more and spend some more money? But I'm just naturally a simple person. I remember one time I was playing chess with my brother, and he coerced me into moving my queen. Now, I could have moved my queen any way I wanted to go, but everywhere I was going to move it, it was going to be taken from me. And so I ended up just moving it. And after I moved it, he killed it, and he took it from me, and I didn't have my queen anymore in the game. And after I did that, he looked at me, he's like, you know, if you just didn't move your queen and moved another piece, I wouldn't have taken it. I wasn't going to be able to kill it right there. I just put it in your mind, and you believed it, and you did it. See, I thought I had to do something. I thought I had to make my life more difficult, and then next thing you know, something else happened. Something else happened, like my queen was dead, and I ended up losing the game, and I hated my brother forever because of it. I love him. He's in the audience today. But I bring up that as well because I want you all to understand that in your lives, simplicity is your foundation. Simplicity is your mindset. You were born with the mindset of a simple life, except over time we've been conditioned, you've been seen, you've learned new things, which is perfectly fine. Learn all you can, but understand that that's your foundation. Simplicity. That moves me into consistency. That once you've set your foundation through a simple life, you have this simplistic lifestyle. You want to focus your life on consistency. Now for me, for the past 13 years of my life, I've woken up every day and I've shaved my head for 13 straight years. I'm 31 years old now, so I started doing it 17, 18, we'll say 18, but it might have been 17, so 14 years. Fair enough. Maybe my math is off, I don't know. What I'm getting at is consistency. On a daily basis, what can you do that will make your life or allow your life to grow as a simple person? I consistently wake up every day. I'm sure you all do as well. When I wake up every day, my mother is a massage therapist. She asked me or told me one day, hey, you should align your joints when you wake up. So every morning when I wake up in the morning, I roll my wrist, both sides, 10 one way, 10 the other way. After that, I do my ankles. I don't do them together because it'd probably be funny looking in bed if you just have everything up in the air rolling it around. But, you know. So after I get all my joints are aligned, I hop out of bed and I do 3 to 4 minutes of a yoga flow. And this warms up my muscles, warms up my mind, warms up my body, and I'm good to go. My day can go and I can just enjoy life point blank. And I've done this so much every day that when I don't do these things in the morning, by midday, I'm not really certain how my body truly feels that day. My mind is thrown off. If I don't do my yoga flow, if I don't align my joints, I think back and I say, oh my gosh, I didn't just do something earlier in today and now this is the result of it. That's where my mind is with my consistency. I'm sure you can all think about something consistent that you do every day, like sending text messages, or talking to your friends or family, or doing your homework, or fighting with your parents. Whatever it may be, find your consistencies. Now, how are those consistencies leading to a complex life, or are they leading to a simple life? So I bring up the word consistency after I brought up the word simplicity. Most people would probably say, well, shouldn't you bring up consistency first and then simplicity second? Because if you do things consistently all the time, then you'll lead to a simple life. I mean, that does sound like the proper thing, the proper way to look at it. But then I can't help but say to you that, yes, if you do things consistently, they do become more and more simple. They become easier. I do agree with that. But if you're doing consistently complex tasks, living a complex life, well, then you're going to consistently be unsustainable with these complex tasks for your life. Forever, yes. So, it's in my mind, it's my belief that if you set your foundation simplistic, if you can live with the bare essentials and then add on a couple things here and there that you want to indulge in, don't get me wrong, indulge in some good things, but you live a simple life. Follow that up with teaching yourself consistency. You will then have the ability, well, let me go back real quick. Consistency is, well, this was me before I lived a simple, consistent life on the left, and this is me now living a very simple, consistent life. I eat simply, I live simply, I work out consistently every day, and this is how it turned out to be. That was when I was 16 years old on the left, and on the right, that is now in the present day. Simplistic life, consistently doing it, will allow you to grow into an adult and to have a drive that will take you through life. See, it's one of those things where we start to have this drive in our 20s and we just drive. We just start going. Now, if we have a complex life that's not simple, and we are consistently complex, so we are living consistently, next thing we know in our 30s and our 40s, our life is stressful.
We might find that we're overweight. We might find that we're not happy with our lives, that our divorce rates across the world are high. Well, I believe that all this attributes from us not getting back to our basics, not living the simple life that we know how to live. So yes, I do agree that consistency could come before simplicity, but it's in my beliefs that if you live a simple life, and if you can think about, by me speaking to you today, what could you do to shave some things off your life and live a more simplistic life, then practice on your consistency of this simplistic life that will then naturally lead you to have a drive, maybe a little different than the drive you already have, because as humans we already have a drive to do better every day, but it might not be the same drive. It might be a drive that you have that you will maybe do 6 tasks in a day versus 10 tasks in a day, just because you want to have a less stressful life. Just because you want to make sure that you get that extra hour at the gym in, or that you decide you don't want to go to the gym at all, you want to work outside, do a workout outside today, whatever it may be. Maybe you want to take a little bit less time focusing on the job that you're at, or the school that you're in right now, because you want to also start a company on the side. No matter what it is, your drive is going to change a little bit when you are living a more simple life. EKIN is, if you can see E-K-I-N, obviously you can see that, but is Nike spelled backwards. For some time in my life, I was working for a company, and I was chasing this job called EKIN, E-K-I-N. It is a job where you go around the communities that you live in, travel to different states as well, and you talk about the product. You have the product. You wear the product. You are the product. It's your lifestyle. It is a hard job to obtain. It is a hard company to get in with. And all I did is I wanted that job. I was driven for that job. For 1 year straight, I was just head first going through the ranks to get it. I have an undergrad degree, I have a master's degree, I have military background, I owned a restaurant for a number of years, and I'm thinking, I have all of this, why can't I just get this job? It's only been a year, yes, but I'm qualified, give it to me, right now. Sounds silly, I know, but that's what we do when we get this drive. But when we have a complex mindset, the people around me, I started to notice that they were watching me and seeing, well, Mike, you have to do this in your mind. You have to do that in your mind. You think you have to be this way, and you have to travel here to meet this person to get this job. When in essence, Mike, why don't you just be still? You don't have to necessarily make a move to get further. Similar to that chess game, I didn't have to make a move to do anything. I could have just been still and let it come to me. The gentleman that I met while in my quest for that job, we were both up for the job, and he got the next one. And then come to find out, I met the lady when I moved to LA from Kentucky 2 years ago, and she said, yes, you were next in line. All you had to do was be still. Fair enough, I didn't. Consistency, before you have a foundation, have a foundation of simplicity that'll lead you to consistency. Leave you with this quote. A life built on simplicity affords a life of consistency, leading to a life full of drive, allowing for a life of joy, permitting the ability to discover. Real quick, the last 3 lines, the joy to discover. When you live a simple lifestyle, when you are consistent, and when you have the drive to do what you want for your passion in your life, you will not miss the small things. You will not miss the joyous opportunities in life. You will not miss the discovery of life. So you get to choose what you want to do in life, obviously. The choices you make today are the choices you'll live with tomorrow. They mentioned earlier in one of the talks that what you put into your life is what you get out of your life. I believe we all understand that. We all know that. We've all seen that. It just comes down to at what cost. At what cost do you want to live your life? Do you want to have a joyous life every day and discovery every day? Do you want to see new things and just be joyous that we get to sit in a room full of human beings and be around each other? Or do we have to always have more and more and more? Because our drive is so tight of a drive, so we miss everything around us. Or is it one where we just can enjoy the moment? Thank you.